energy bar to make sure I help you to increase your energy level with the natural products.
Okay, Gina, look, I started recording and I think I cut your message in half. So would you like to intro yourself again? So this stays here. So when people actually come and watch this on replay as well, people, if you're watching on replay, please do watch a replay and share. Then you get to see and hear what Gina has got to say, because I've tried those products, and not because I like her, she's a friend and everything else. They are good and they give me energy, and you can judge me by my level of energy, and then you will say. Over to you again, Gina.
No problem. Hi. So hello again. Good morning, everyone. I'm Gina Bozog. I'm the founder of Foodie for Health, and I'm just working on throwing my first product on the market, which is going to be a high protein energy bar to make sure I support you to increase your energy level on your busy days. And also we are just about to record a really good online baking course with natural ingredients with Jose's brother. So it's going to be out hopefully by the end of January, I believe. So yeah, everything is on the process right now, right?
Wow. Well, please do come back to the community when that's ready. And I know you are also in the Facebook group. People, if you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, you can do so. Craig, Craig is clapping. Bless you, brother. Gina, great success with your project. I know we're going to be supporting you. So post in the community some of the things you're going to be doing. Remember, it's not in order to promote or sell, but then just to add value, because I'm sure you will have some incredible tips when it comes to eating and things like that. Healthy eating, energy, which is a great deal, especially for people that, we're always on the run. We run our businesses, we come and speak. We're going to be speaking more and more the more you come to this show. So you'll need the energy, and Gina can provide. What can I say? Amazing stuff. Cool. Carly, I don't know if you're busy now. You're just listening in the background. Would you like to intro yourself? It's okay if you can't.
Yeah, I can. I'm Carly. I am an autism advocate / mentor, and I roll out courses for parents, teaching them real autism from an autistic adult's perspective. We roll out different topics, and I participate in summits and speaking. And that's me. I'm at the very start of my journey, and thank you for allowing me to come today.
Amazing, Carly. And this is great because this show is for people starting their journey, halfway in their journey. And well, hopefully it won't be the end of your journey, which will come to all of us at some point, but that's not what we're going to be covering here anyway. But eventually, we'll get there. We'll get there. And thank you so much for joining us today. And we've got Kirti as well. Kirti, welcome. First time I see you here on the Speak to Sell Yourself and Your Business community. Cool. So I said today we were going to be speaking about marketing, and think about it. We are very close to year end, are we not? So 2021 is happening next year, or was that this year? Because I feel like I missed 1 year because of the pandemic. Okay, so well, this is when you actually help me out and say, no, Jose, it's 2022. I just go, oh, thank you. But okay, community, wake up, grab your coffees. You can unmute yourself if you want to, feel you're more connected that way. If not, you stay quiet in the background. So 2022 is coming. And for example, Gina has got plans, Carly as well with their business, Rashmi, Craig, I'm sure you do, and Kirti, you may have got things going on, and I will ask you in a second, or you may be thinking about starting something out. Either way, what I'm going to be sharing with you today is going to help you, because there's nothing better than a bit of structure. And when I say structure, I'm not saying you have to follow the 1, 2, 3 or the Bible. I'm going to give you a flexible structure that is going to help you build the foundations, even if you have started already. This is something I keep on improving on. Because as the business grows, you need to keep on revisiting the marketing plan and adding things to it and taking things out. And I'm going to share it right away, always. And I want you to start thinking about these 4 elements, people, from now on, moving forward. 4 elements that you can apply to your life, you can apply to your business, you can apply to your marketing, you can apply to your product, you can apply to your relationships, you can apply to your speaking. What are these 4 things? Always look at whatever is going on in your life and ask yourself, what can I create? What can I eliminate? What can I reduce or do less of? And what can I increase or do more of? Let's just give you a quick example. This can apply to your habits, daily habits, for example. But I'm going to give you a more specific one when it comes to products. So you have this product, this idea, and you go and do a bit of research in the market, which is going to be one of the first elements of the marketing plan as well. You go and do some research and see what competitors are doing, what clients want, and you start kind of predicting and measuring and, you know, thinking what you could do to satisfy their needs. So you see what's out there in the market, and then you ask yourself the question, okay, what could I create to satisfy customer needs differently? What could I eliminate from that offering that's out there at the moment? So what could I create? It can be another level of service. What can I eliminate? Maybe you can simplify what's already out there. What can I increase or decrease? Maybe you can think about the price. You offer a different price level, for example, because you are eliminating some things of the offer, but actually that is going to meet the needs of your clients differently. I don't know if you like to drink wine. I'm not a super fan, but I love the story of the Yellowtail wine. What Yellowtail, an Australian company, did many years ago, I think it was in 2006. The thing is, I love it because I love businesses that stand out, that are a bit purple cow. You know, I can't explain the purple cow analogy if you haven't heard it before. I got the coffee, I'm holding the coffee, and I just want to talk and drink my coffee. So 1 second. And what these guys did, I mean, wine, if you think about it, was for a very selected type of people. And it was expensive, and you had to know what kind of wine you were drinking and everything else. Well, what these guys did, they got rid of all of that malarkey. They dropped the prices. They made it more affordable. They kept the quality. They expanded to what they call the non-customers, people that were drinking some other alcoholic drinks, but wouldn't access that market because it was too sophisticated for them. So they simplified the whole thing, applying this framework. And look at Yellowtail now. It's everywhere. And Australian wines are well recognized, not just Yellowtail, but some others. What a lovely story. What if you could start thinking in the same way about your business, about, you know, your foodie and everything that you're doing with it, you know? So even your daily routine, if it's not working for you, what could I do more of? What could I create in terms of food, you know, a dish, and what could I eat less of? What could I eat more of? So you've got plenty of examples. So let me share the screen because that's what I'm going to do. And here it comes. And people, by the way, feel free to ask me questions. This is very open, as you know, and I'm very friendly until I'm not, but I'm planning on being very friendly today as well, okay, with all of you. So, can you see my screen? Let me just move your faces out of my way. Okay, many faces in there. Craig, amazing. This is the flow I'm going to take you through. This is what you kind of start applying right now. Very, very simple. For some reason, let me just move this out of the way here, the bar, cheeky bar. Hold on a second. I like things like well-positioned and aligned and everything else. So situational analysis. What do I mean by this? And this is not just once in a lifetime thing you're going to be doing, okay? This is something for you to do often. What's going on? Hold on a second. I'm gonna move your faces again. Okay, so what do I mean by situational analysis? A bit of what I already mentioned, that research. The question is, where are we now? Where are you now in your business? Okay, are you starting? Are you, you know, is it ongoing? And regardless of that, I will always invite you to do, and I do this quickly, by the way. I just don't go typing and things like that because that's how I am. I write, I take a few notes, but I got some clear things in my mind already for next year, which I will share. But where are you now? So what are your competitors? I've already mentioned this. What are they doing? What are they offering? I want to give you a very cool definition of marketing, which I find very useful. Marketing is a management process, okay? So it's a process in which you are managing how to identify, satisfy, and foresee customers' needs profitably. Okay, so I'll say it again and I may change a word or two. So it's a management process. It's a process, okay, in which you are looking to identify, you're looking to satisfy and foresee, see in the future. And there is another word for it, but customers' needs profitably. Okay, and what's the key word here? Apart from satisfying their needs and identifying their future needs, predicting is the other word I was looking for. And we've got Maxine joining us as well. Hello, Maxine. Welcome to the Speak to Sell Yourself and Your Business show. Maxine has joined us as well. Well, Maxine, I'm taking people through the marketing plan structure. Great to see you. Great to have you here. Amazing, Maxine. We'll give you in a moment the opportunity to intro yourself as well. So think about it. As I said, what are your competitors doing? What do your customers want? Internal analysis. This is where you combine. This is where you can do a SWOT. So you look at the external things, which could even be Brexit. But for example, I mean, Gina, has Brexit impacted your business? For example.
Not really so far. I can't really do that.
Okay,
really
well, that's fine. But imagine, depending, exactly, you haven't thought about it. And that's the beauty of this framework. Oh, you have thought about it?
I have, but luckily it doesn't affect me right now that much yet, but in the future, yeah, definitely it will.
Okay, there we go. So having this in place, it's also a reminder that every now and then you go and recheck. So where am I? What is the market doing? What are my competitors doing? Not to say you copy your competitors, but that is defining a trend. And then you can decide to do something differently, applying the 4 actions framework that I shared with you. And then internal analysis. What kind of resources do I have? What do I need to learn in order to get there? And you can create a SWOT. And a SWOT is very simple. So with all the external stuff, you have opportunities and threats out there in the market. How can you mitigate them? How can you deal with them? And then internally, you have weaknesses and strengths. So how can I benefit from them? How can I draw in resources? How can I, again, mitigate and see how I can deal with my limitations or the weaknesses? And that is the first point. And when I say this is the first point, this is a point like all of them that you're going to be revising often, because the markets nowadays are just like this. I mean, I'm clicking my fingers and things are changing and they could be impacting the business. And this you can have in one page. You can even write it down, handwritten. There's no need for you to create a complicated document as if you were a corporate or something like that. Which, by the way, sometimes they create these huge documents, because I remember in the past creating them and then they're not used, but they're great to show off. Oh yeah, we got the marketing plan. So what I want you is to follow the same thing big corporations, big businesses do, in order to apply it, and short and sweet. So once you have, what's going on in the market and everything else, I want you, and you could have done this before, by the way, I want you to think about your objectives. When I say SMART objectives, you may have heard about SMART objectives. It is a very nice way to create objectives. So where do you want to be? So if I ask you, where do you want to be? Carly, by the end of next year, it is 2022, December or November, like today, we're having this conversation, Carly. Where would you like to be in terms of your business?
Ideally, I'd like to be rolling out to multiple families, doing mentoring one-to-one with families, and going into schools and teaching them about autism.
There we go. Okay, so that it's a great, by the way, how about, okay. Yeah, great. We can add some more details to it, applying the SMART objectives framework, for example, and I'll share the framework right now with you. For example, Gina, what would be your objective for next year? And there might be, you can have 2, 3, you can have many, but remember, how much you can take on in order to achieve. Gina.
I want to grow the range of the products, so adding 2 more flavors and sorry, I'm just thinking about, right?
Yeah, that's good.
So adding 2 more flavors to the product range and approach another 5 small retail businesses.
Okay.
Smart enough?
Well, let's see. I'm going to run you through the process, and then
Yeah.
it might get smarter. So why not? Maxine, have you got any objectives in terms of your business for next year? And welcome to the Speak to Sell Yourself community.
First of all, I apologise for being late. I had to get a quick quote out to a client, so forgive me. Yes, next year I want my album out. I want a UK tour done, and I want to be earning 10 grand a month on Spotify and iTunes.
Wow, that's more specific. That's smarter. Okay, so we're getting there. Amazing. And Maxine, next time you're late, you need to apologize 3 times instead of 1. Okay? Yeah?
I'm sorry.
Catching my drift? So maybe you can do something different. Actually, you can, next time you can sing us a nice tune, very short, of course. Beautiful, beautiful. People, do not apologize, especially don't apologize to me. I mean, you've got your things going on in your life, and this community is just for you anytime. It's open. So if you join halfway, the beauty is that you can actually watch this on replay. You can ask me questions. You can book a call. You know the drill. Or you can speak to the incredible Rashmi here as well. And then she can, provide resources and everything else about what we do, how we do it, and everything else. Okay, cool. And welcome, Cindy Lou. Welcome to the Speak to Sell Yourself and Your Business show as well. Fantastic to have you here with us.
Thank you.
My pleasure. In a moment, I'll come to you as well to ask you questions if you want to participate. If you want just to stay in the background, that's also fine. So when it comes to SMART objectives, I want you, first of all, I want to treat them as outcomes. And I want you to, similar to what Maxine said in terms of what she wants to be. So I want you to speak from this time next year as if you have already achieved it. Okay, I want you to go there and feel, experience, see what you see, hear what you hear, and everything else from that point of having achieved those outcomes. So whether you want to be smart, it's going to be specific, but also make it short. Don't overcomplicate it. I've seen businesses that say, yeah, I want to achieve by 2022, and then they give you like 10 lines of an objective. Jesus Christ, make it short. You know what my objective, my main one is for next year? I want to get booked every day. Simple. I want to get booked every day. And by the end of this year, well, next year, I'm already there. I may have some more gray hair because I've achieved that. And I'm enjoying it. And I'm knackered. And hopefully I'm speaking to you and drinking more coffee. Simple. So what do I want to be? So specific, short, then measurable. Yes, I can measure it. I can know in a month whether I've been speaking every day or not. And then I can adjust and I can look at the strategies and the tactics and everything else that I'm going to be touching on next. But be capable of measuring what you're doing. Then the A, achievable. And when it says achievable, I also like to say act as if. I put myself in there as if I have achieved it already, because then I enjoy my outcome. It's just like, you know what, I'm going to go for this. Maxine, you're going to have, all of the things you mentioned and your album and your tour. And then, Carly as well, and Gina, Rashmi, Craig, Cindy Lou, all of those things, you're going to have them. And you live in it. It's different as you're saying, yeah, I want to do this, and it's just on a piece of paper. Yeah, put yourself in that. Realistic. When I say realistic, I don't want you to go, well, yeah, I believe with all of your limiting beliefs and everything else in place through that filter. Oh, I think I can only do, and I hope I can only do this little bit. When I say realistic, it's just be honest with yourself and do a combination of 3 elements, okay? 3 different perspectives. I want you to be the dreamer. Yeah. Oh, we got Eda joining the call as well. I want you to be the dreamer. You know what? I'm going to do 10 million next year. That's me. That's Jose speaking. And I'm, sometimes too much of a dreamer. And then I'm going to invite my critic to chip in and say, Jose, you're crazy. You're never going to do that. If anything, you will get to 500,000 or 5,000 pounds. Wow, my critic is killing me. And then I'm going to ask the realist who's looking, from a third perspective, and he's going to say, well, guys, between the two of you, I think realistically, based on everything that's out there, plus, what could happen that we never know, you're going to achieve 1 million. See what I've done there? You bring in all different perspectives, and that is more realistic. Eda, welcome to the Speak to Sell Yourself and Your Business show as well. A pleasure to have you here. And then give it a time. Give it a time, whatever time is for you, whether time is an illusion or not. If you think like Einstein, I don't care. Give it a deadline. And then if you don't get to that deadline and you didn't achieve it for some reason, then that's when you actually go and measure the measuring part of it. And then you go and redo it. Or you check why, what happened, what could I have done differently? But give it a time, people. If you don't give it a time, it's just like, yeah, oh, I didn't get there. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going to try. Yeah, you carry on trying. And then next year you're speaking to me here, and then you haven't achieved your thing. So give it a time. And that's a SMART objective right there. Mine is, it is November. No, actually, I like to go December. It is December 2022, and I managed to speak every day. I've been booked every day for the past 12 months. How am I going to do that? I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. Yes, but hey, that's me. That's my realistic, and it's not very realistic. I know yet, but that's what I want. That's what I want to go for. And it might be that in the end, instead of speaking 5 days, I speak 2 days, but those 2 days pay for what I thought would pay to speak for 5 days. Does it make sense? Yeah. Come on, some flexibility as well. Come on, give me like a thumbs up or something if you're still hearing me here. If you have a question or also a contribution at this point, this is the time. Yeah, all good in the hood, all good in the hood. So let's go. Okay, Curti, hey, Curti, hearts, yay. Carly, you still there? Cindy Lou, Ada, all the way from Australia. And I think, Cindy Lou, you are in New Zealand, right? So thank you so much for joining us. It is late in the evening for you. So it is for Ada. Amazing. Wow. Right, the strategy. Now, how are we going to get there? So we've got our objectives. And a simple example of this is the online strategy. We're still looking at a big picture here. So how are you going to achieve your objective? For me, I'll explain it to you. To achieve those 5 speaking opportunities, a day, a week, what do I want to do? I've got my online strategy, which is comprised of Clubhouse, Facebook, this show, and many more things that I've got in there. Okay, so I've got that online strategy, and then an offline strategy, which is actually connecting and speaking to speaking agencies, training companies that will have me to speak to their audiences. You see, I've got those 2 angles. Still big picture, because I haven't said what am I going to be doing within each one of them. But those are the things, those are, if you like, the 2 channels that are going to feed those objectives. Making sense so far? Have you got strategies in place? Who would like to share one of their strategies to achieve one of their outcomes? It's okay if you haven't got it yet. I can give you a couple of seconds, just a couple of seconds to draft something. And even if it's raw, it's a beginning. This is my opportunity to drink coffee. Maxine.
I've got part of one.
Okay.
So I've compiled my frequently asked questions regarding booking and stuff like that. And I've started to do them 1 a week on Facebook, and I'm starting on Instagram 1 a week and LinkedIn today. So like I've got 12 FAQs and I'm doing like a weekly post, 1 FAQ answered each week as part of my marketing strategy.
Okay, amazing. And how would you define that strategy? Because that's what we're after at this point.
What do you mean? How do I define
well,
it?
in this case, because we're going still big picture, what you've given me, it's a set of actions and part of the tactics.
Yeah.
And by the way, Maxine, there is no need sometimes to define the strategy specifically. The thing is, it will help you because then you can identify, I've got 2 strategies. So I got the online and the offline. Which one is working best for me? If it's just that one online strategy, then you can define it as such. That's my online strategy. And then you can break it down. Simple.
Okay. So yeah. that's part of my online strategy. That's
part of your online strategy. Okay. So within your online strategy, there's going to be, then we're going to talk about the tactics and then the action plan. Because I'm going very detailed here, even if you don't follow every single detail throughout the process, which I don't, I want to give you the structure. And then you can just, that's why I like to turn things into a bit of a cycle, a flow, because then you just, you're just doing it again and again and again. Gina, have you got something for us?
Sorry, I needed to pick up a delivery.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Are we talking about strategy still?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I need to get on social media to be consistent with it. So I know that would be quite helpful, and I am on the mission to connect with ambassadors as well to help me promote the products.
Okay. You're going to see now when we fall into the tactics, which is going to give you even more structure to achieve the strategy, to fit the strategy that then is going to fit the SMART objectives. Okay. So fantastic. Yeah, that's good. Amazing. Well, people, if you want to contribute, all you have to do is just, raise your hand or unmute yourself if you have a question as we go along. So let's talk about tactics. And for tactics, I've got a special. How interesting is this? Craig, only 2 men on this call. Well done, you women. Round of applause for this women entrepreneur at the Speak to Sell Yourself and Your Business show. Gina, Carly, Cindy Lou, Ada. Oh, sorry, Curti. Curti, I don't know if you're, I'm sorry. Curti, are you a woman or a man? I'm sorry. Well, either way, we're celebrating. If it's 3 men, 3 men. If it's 2 men,
I'm a
2 men.
woman.
All right, Kurt. Okay, for some reason I thought so, but just triple checking just in case, because I don't mean to disrespect. Okay, what am I going to share here? Where are you? Cool. So just to give you further clarity, when it comes to the tactics, this is also called the marketing mix. And the marketing mix years ago started with the 4 Ps, and now it's turning to like 9 Ps. And then if I'm sure in a couple of years time, we're going to have like 20. But I really like this one because then it's going to help you. This is what's going to be feeding the strategy. So on my online strategy, for example, I've got all the planning and everything else that we've discussed, which is the first element. But then I've got the product. So have you thought about the product itself? This is very important, okay? The product or the products and the price. How are you going to be pricing those products? Then what kind of promotions are you going to be doing for those products and services? Where are you going to be placing those products? In your case, Gina, which is a tangible product, where are you going to be placing them? And I'm sure you've thought about it. The thing is, this is then giving you the structure in case you forgot about something, you revisit your marketing plan, which can be just a picture of this. And then you go, yeah, this is ticked, ticked, not ticked. Partners. You mentioned this already, Gina. The partners. In my example is what I'm doing with Elliot, the Elliot and Jose show. And then I'm partnering here with my brother and all of you. But then, you know, strategic partnerships. And yeah, Gina, you unmuted yourself. Did you want to contribute a question, or you just unmuted yourself by accident?
Sorry, I'm just unmuted.
Okay, cool. No worries, no worries. You can say unmuted. Just curious because, you know, if you want to say something, this is your place. And Raha has joined us as well. Raha is adding on to the numbers in terms of women on the call. Another round of applause. I want to celebrate this because I'm here because of a woman. My dad didn't do much. And I'm here because of my wife. Even though I work every day, I mean, she's the one really supporting me in the background here. Okay, Jose, stop it. Presentation. What do I mean by presentation? How do you wrap up your product? Yeah. Even if it's tangible or intangible. Untangible, intangible. Maxine, help me out. Intangible, intangible.
Intangible.
Intangible. Thank you very much.
You got it in stereo.
Hey, I love it. Thank you so much, people, for supporting here as well. So, and also how you go and present it in terms of what? Your presentation skills, how you want to deliver it, how you pitch it, how you build in stories around your product. And here I want you to think about nurturing sequences as well that you can start creating. This is, you know, when you think about emailing lists and things, so you're presenting your product, not just the product, because nowadays, you know, not just the service, the value you got to offer, how are you solving people's problems, how are you positioning yourself as the guide, the go-to person, as the authority in what you do. And for all of you, it's going to be different, but I'm sure, and this is something we could take offline as well, or in some of the future sessions, in order to adapt what your message is, which has to be very clear, and what is the problem you're addressing. So I'll give you an example. If you're thinking now in terms of presentation, but it is a nurturing sequence. When I say nurturing sequence, it's an email campaign that you're going to be sending out. You want to be speaking about something, or it's a video. This is another way to present it, yeah? 1, what is a problem that your clients have? Okay, simple. What is a problem your clients have? Provide a plan for them to overcome that problem. And 3rd, show them how their life is going to be different on the other side once they follow your plan. There is no major call to action here. There is nothing else. There's pure value. You can then ask people, you know, for more information, click here, something else, but then that can be a transitional call to action, which I like to call. It's not a direct buy, book a call. They can be, you know, that can come later. But you see, that's how you're presenting, the stories you're telling, and you can embed a lovely story in there. Think about it. And passion. What can I say about passion? How passionate are you about your product, about your service, about your business? So that is very intangible again, and yet it will connect with people, which is the first P as well. And for me, I always like to take it to the product, the service, because, you know, what is it really that we're offering and how are we marketing it? How clear is the message in terms of the promotion and everything else? I want you to think about it. And when I say clear, is if I'm 6-year-old today, I'm a 6-year-old, and you tell me what you do, I want to be able to understand it. That's how simple I want your message to be, because then, and then you can adapt it further to your audience if you're going, you know, niching down. But I want you to craft something that when people read it, yeah, I know exactly what she does. Exactly what she does without making it too complicated. Then you can expand on your website, on your messaging and everything else. So these are the tactics. And let me check. Oh, hi, Jose. Rahai saying hello. Rashmi saying hello. Okay, beautiful people. Thank you so much for being here. Let me then just close this. These are all the tactics. If you see, we go more in detail here, which could have been done also at the strategy level. But then I want to break it down, and then, you know, you pick what you think you will need. Let me come back to this slide here. And then we have an action plan. And in a way, Maxine, what you described, and I think Gina as well, and you know, my action plan is going on Clubhouse every day. That's part of the action plan. It fits part of my strategy and it's sort of my promotional channel, one of them, but then it's an action I take every day. Every day I'm doing Clubhouse for 90 minutes or 5 days a week. I'm posting. So this is where you have your social media grid. Every day I'm posting. I wrote in here who does what and when. So it might be that it's just you today doing everything, but in terms of your SMART objectives, if you're going to be growing, start thinking whether you're going to be needing a personal assistant, a virtual assistant, someone else to help you. Who can I outsource this to? Think about the things you love the most. What do I love the most about my business, so that you can focus there, even though at the beginning, you know, we need to do it all and everything and beyond. But then you can start thinking, if I could delegate this to, who would that person be? I want you to think in those terms. If I want to grow my business to the next level, if that's the case, if you're just happy being you and doing it you, then it's also good, as long as it's bringing the profit that you expect and want. Okay, so that's the action plan. Detailed information. And some people use a Gantt chart. I don't like using any of this because I remember creating it for businesses in the past, and then it would sit there. But then some people use it. So it depends on, you know, what suits you. If you want to have it all in there, and then you just, you know, follow the progress and update regularly and everything else, great. Or if you have a person to do it for you, Rashmi, this could be something you can help me with in the future as well. Who knows? We'll talk about it. So you have all of those detailed activities. Because then if you start dropping the ball and you don't do them, you know, many of them, that's why being realistic is important. How many can you realistically do? Then they're going to impact everything else. So be realistic about your actions. Any questions about actions at this point? I think it's clear. It's what we do on a daily basis. Let's see, chat. Discipline is so important. Consistency is key. So true, Jose. Era, fantastic contribution. Yes, all of that is key. And this is why I like this plan. And I always like to say, look, failing to plan is planning to fail. And with this, I don't want you to have like, this is the plan and this is what I'm going to do every day. No, flexible as well. You know, things are not working. What can I change? What can I create? What can I eliminate? What can I do more of? What can I do less of? Always asking this question as you're tweaking, as you're, you know, hitting your target audience more and more, and they reacting and they beginning to buy or increase, you know, what they're buying from you and everything else. How do you measure performance? Do you measure performance first of all? This can be as simple as looking, which I don't do, by the way. I don't have time for this, so I have some of the metrics. Looking at a post and seeing how many reactions it's had, how many shares and all of that, which can be very important, by the way. I'm not saying it's not important. I just don't have time to measure that level of detail. And I also don't like it. So I'm being very honest here. But what do I measure? Am I speaking daily? Because that's my thing. That's my main channel. Am I speaking daily? Yes. How many times? Okay, cool. I'm covering that quota in there. And then Rashmi, on many occasions, she helps me creating reports, not just for me, but for the businesses we support. But then that's a different story. So what are going to be the key metrics for you? You can create key performance indicators. And for me, is how many times am I speaking? How many people am I connecting to in terms of those partnerships? How many speaking agencies am I connecting with regularly in order for me to achieve what I want? And then some other specific indicators. And I guess, I'm being very transparent with you with regards to what I do and what I don't do and what I don't like doing and the things, then my wife is our accountant and the things she says to me that we should be doing. Because in here, you could have a P&L, profit and loss, and see actually what products are giving you what kind of profits are you having, based on your efforts, how many speaking opportunities did I do, how much time and money did I spend on my promotions and everything else, and how much is that giving us back? These are key numbers for a business, because then if you're not managing at this level, it's not really a business. I mean, it is a business, but that's how you really come to grips with reality in order to making it profitable. And you make it, but what was the word I wanted? I wanted to look for a fancy word and it didn't come up, so I'll drink some coffee in between. Give me a break, people. So how is it so far? Any questions at this point? What could your KPIs be? So question to you, what could your KPIs be? Key performance indicator that you're achieving what you want. What could that thing you measure be? Take your time. What could you measure? Dun, 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 dun.
I can come in.
Fantastic, Maxine. Thank you.
Okay, so mine are obviously engagement gigs, paid and unpaid, because I do some community. I think it's good to give back.
Mm-hmm.
How I'm growing on social media, strategic partnerships, networking, and also how many songs I've completed and released.
Okay, I really like all of them, and especially the number of songs. Quantifiable is key here. Make sure you can quantify the results. That's why social media reports show you numbers. The number of gigs, paid and unpaid, those are numbers. Even, the level of pricing you've been charging for each one of them, have you got a target for the profit that you want to make in terms, outside everything that you've done? I want to hit a 30% margin, 50% margin. All of these things are going to enable you to do this. There is also something called Scorecards. You can look them up. I also have a template. And by the way, Rashmi, remind me, please, I can add the scorecard to the email you're going to be receiving with the recording and everything else. It can be a bit cumbersome in the way it is presented, because this is used for big businesses and things. Mainly, it can be used for anyone. But then it breaks down some of the activities, and then you can add some information per product, per service, and then measure what you're achieving, how you're achieving it. So it's another way to trace it. Let's see if we got a chat here. Okay, Ada, set up 5 meetings per week, write 1,000 words per day, send 1 proposal per week to a pre-qualified lead. There we go. Fantastic. And then you can see after a year or 6 months, also think about it. What is your reviewing period with regards to your objectives? So are you achieving your objectives? Are you on track? What do you need to tweak, change? That's another question you can ask yourself when you get to the point in which you're reviewing. This is how do we measure performance. It's control, it's checking in, and all of that. Ada, thank you so much for that. And this is overall, and then you see it goes back to situational analysis, because once you're achieving your results, you're checking, you're doing all of this, and you want to see what's happening in the market as well. In case, as I said initially, there is another Brexit coming up that could affect it, or is there another pandemic kicking in? Because all of these things, we cannot control them, but we can plan accordingly. We can start thinking about a plan to, circumnavigate around. That's very American. I'm going to circumnavigate that situation. There we go. And so we go, and so we go. And this is where I stop sharing my screen. And we can open up for questions as well, if you have any questions or any thoughts. And most importantly, actions. What are you going to be doing right after this? Raha, thank you so much for being here with us. It's okay. Go and come back soon. Thank you for being here with us today, as I said, and we will send you the recording also, okay? Cool. Anyone else, any thoughts? And I'm very curious about what you're going to be doing next, because remember, people, you don't do anything after this, then you could be wasting your time. You can hit the chat as well. What are you going to be doing right after this? Okay, Jean, I'm seeing your face. I keep on looking at your face. What are you going to be doing right after this, apart from, I don't know, taking a nap? No, I'm not going to take a nap. How dare you?
No, how could I be taking a nap? Oh no. Yeah, I would definitely go through everything you just said, all the statistic that I have on social media so far, and basically to see when, even if I'm not active right now, I can see what happened before when I was. So according to that, I can kind of make a plan for the future. How can I behave on social media from now on? Yeah, also, yeah, just
Okay, and a quick addition while you're thinking,
yes.
and this is for me as well and for everyone listening.
Yeah.
Also, how that activity on social media is impacting the business. How is that translating into sales?
Yeah.
Very important as well, because we may be measuring followers, for example, and then we follow
Yeah,
followers,
obviously.
followers, and then, well, those followers, sorry about my nose. So followers, and then, sales.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Also, as you mentioned, that you need to have a look at competitors as well. It's pretty interesting what you just said, because just because the activity and the followers numbers are not really high, it doesn't mean that they don't sell anything, or the other way around. So it's very interesting, because I did look into businesses, and that's why sometimes it confuses me. Okay, how important it is really to be out there? But again, if you don't do this, then how do you reach your people? So it's kind of, yeah, it's not really aligned, is it?
So what can you do differently?
Find my own way.
Okay, well, yeah, and that is something. And what can way be? What can that way be? And also think about how that is going to help you to think about the customers. Yeah, it can be your way, but how that way is going to impact your clients for the better.
I think me alone, as I previously said as well, I think me alone working on the products and me saying about it, how good it is not really useful for everyone. So I think I would achieve a lot more if I gave, I don't know, 100 products away and then let other people say how good it is. I think it's worth a lot more than me posting every day, to be honest.
There we go.
So yeah, so my goal is that as soon as it's ready, I'm going to send out 100 samples for people and ask them to talk about it, or even pay them to be an ongoing promoters for the business.
Okay.
I think it's worth more than me.
Absolutely. Well, and this has been proven, scientifically proven from a neuroscience perspective, Gina, that we as human beings don't care too much about the other person. I mean, we care about ourselves mainly, whether we want to admit it or not. And I care about you and all of that, but I care about myself first. And I want to know how your product is going to impact my life. I mean, you can say it's great and everything else, but yeah, you're right. Testimonials, that proof, social proof, what are people doing with it and what they're saying about it? That's very powerful. And I'm glad you're recognizing that. And again, you implement it and then you measure and see how that it's impacted your goals. And then you have the process. Boom.
Yeah, absolutely. How about service though? Because you can't really, I mean, yeah, of course, you can do, again, a bit of a giveaway about
a bit
the
of
service.
Of a what, sorry?
Sorry, so when we go on to service, right? So there is not much you can give away. I mean, yeah, of course, there are some knowledge, basically what you do right now. Obviously now you're giving your time away, and then obviously customers will come to you, but how much do you exactly give away in terms of service? It's not really tangible, is it? So I can't really put a number on that in terms of service.
Well, I can put a number in what I do, my time on Clubhouse and my time here, and every time I do, like Maxine said, unpaid gigs, which I also use to promote what I do at the end, or there is a selling opportunity. So you could do it that way. And when it comes to giving value nowadays, is give as much value as you can, because as you all know,
Yeah.
I'm not giving you everything I know now because it's not feasible. I mean, we could actually turn this into a day workshop to help each one of you just to craft your marketing plan, have these, you know, bouncing ideas off each other and everything else. So
yeah, great.
cool, cool, amazing stuff. Well, let me see, because I know we've got some information here in the chat. Ada is super active as usual. Carly, I'm currently gaining qualifications to go back to my knowledge, so I'm going to be working on that today. Amazing. Then Christmas Clubhouse later. Carly, amazing stuff. By the way, people, if you want to interact, you know, on the Facebook community, exchange information and things like this, please, this is a community, and if you think, you know, we can support you, please do so. For example, Gina, you shared something. I don't know whether some of you could be interested in reaching out to Gina in order to get some of these things that she mentioned. So maybe an exchange. Gina gives some of her products and then you give a testimonial, something like that. So this is what this community is for as well. Gina is incredible, and so are you all. Ada, she's going to be writing at least 6 pieces of copy to sell my membership package. There you go. Sign up 12 members who want to write books in 2022. Very specific as well. And by when, I would add to it. So in 2022, by when? By March, by July, by December. Give it another touch when it comes to specificity of the time. And I'm going to now ask if there's anything else. Incredible human beings. I've had, you know, a great time with you all today. It is a pleasure to be here and to have the opportunity to chat as well. So, any final questions, final thoughts? You kind of share what you're going to be doing next, which is fantastic. Let me just look at the chat again, all participants. Carly, thank you so much. Craig, I hope you're still there. Cindy Lou, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, this recording is going to be available. Ada, of course, Gina, Kirti, Maxine.
This is Cindy Lou. So next I'm definitely going to sleep, and then I will watch the recording and I will tell you later in the community what I will do for the plan.
Amazing, Cindy Lou. Yeah, we can use then the video, and yeah, comment on the post. Amazing. Let me quickly take a look again. Yeah, Ada, thank you, great stuff. Maxine, love you, Ada. Craig, love you, buddy, as well. Thanks for a great session, Jose. Okay, people. So, more. Hold on a second. More messages. Okay, thank you, everyone. Kirti, all of you. Now go and enjoy the rest of your day, morning, afternoon, whatever you are. Get it done. Start something right now. Take the information we've shared. I've shared. My pleasure, Gina. It's always a pleasure, and do something with it. And keep on coming back to the show. You can always ask more questions. You know, you come back here, or if you want to book a strategy call with me, we can have a separate chat. I know, Gina, you wanted to speak about Kartra, so maybe we can do that as well. Rashmi can provide the link to book the call. And actually, Rashmi, could you do that? Quickly paste the link to book the call here, just in case Gina or anyone else would like to book the call with me. Paste it on the chat. And people, yeah, you're free to go. Thank you very much for everything. And I'll see you next week when we're going to be speaking about videos that will position yourself and your business as an authority in your field of expertise. And Rashmi, I think she's looking for that link. Have you found it, Rashmi? Yeah, or would you like me to find it for you? Okay, so if you could paste it in the chat, that would be fantastic. And then people, you can book a strategy call with me specifically to touch on anything regarding your business, your speaking, your marketing. Rashmi, I still don't see it on the chat.
I think there's something, error is coming. I'm just sorting it out.
Okay, I didn't understand that. That's okay. I've got it here. And then we can make it available also on the email that we sent to you. There we go. So you book the strategy call. And many of you have got my details as well. So you can also connect with me online, WhatsApp. You will be receiving an email with the recording so you can follow that up and everything else. Okay. So people, I will let you all go now. I'm going to stop here. Have a wonderful day. Come on, let's do this. All the very best. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Bye, bye, bye. I'll let you all go. Bye.